Well, it's getting to be the time of year when we start thinking about the cold weather. I know, I don't like it either. But the reality is, soon enough, it'll be here. We'll be turning up our thermostats. And are you one of those people that cranks up the heat so that you can walk around the house in your underwear? Are you somebody who keeps the heat really low and you're all bundled up? Or are you somewhere in the middle? Turns out there's a lot of things we can do so that we can make our home comfortable. Comfortable, that's the key word. So stay tuned, and our guest has a lot of things to say on that subject. Stay tuned. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Scan FYI. So as I said, we're creeping up into that time of year when it gets a little chilly and we have to think about not only keeping ourselves warm, but keeping our homes warm and cozy. So naturally, who do we think of for that? But our friends from New Jersey Natural Gas. So today, my guest is Gary Pivarnick. He is a home energy auditor. So Gary, welcome.
Good morning, Andrea. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really well, and thanks for being with us. And you know what? The very first thing, why don't you just explain a little bit, what is a home energy auditor? What is your role in doing that for New Jersey Natural Gas?
Okay, home energy auditors, basically what they do is they go to homes, and it could be any number of auditors. There are a lot of different ones out there. They go to your home, of course, with appointments, and they look for ways to make your home more energy efficient. A lot of people, when they look at a home, what do they see? What I see. They don't know the things that really make a house function. And that's the important part of energy efficiency. When we think about energy efficiency, we think about let's lower the thermostat, let's raise the thermostat, depending on the season.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that are involved that a lot of homeowners don't pay attention to.
Or maybe they don't even know that they can do.
That's the thing right there, Andrea. I don't know how many times I've gone on audits and basically ask a homeowner, we want to look at your heating equipment, your water heater, your air conditioner, your attic insulation. And they look at you and they say, I don't know what you're talking about.
Like what? Yeah.
Yeah.
I have insulation in my attic. Yeah.
It's that dragon in the basement that makes you comfortable by heating or by cooling. So those are the things that we kind of focus on, because those are really the things that are going to help you save money. And we do want you to save money. One of the funny things about doing audits is when I go to customers' homes and I say, we want to lower your bills. They look at me and go, why do you want me to use less gas and make you guys less profit?
Less money.
We're doing okay. We're not that kind of a gas company. We do want you to conserve, to preserve. We want you to be comfortable in your home. So those are the things that we really look for. You can go into great detail, or you can do something that's very basic and simple when you do a home energy audit.
All right. So in our brief time together, Gary, what are some things that we can do as far as, a homeowner? What might we be able to do that is, as far as like tuning up our house for the winter? That's my phrase.
Well, the easiest thing to do when you're looking to maybe make your home more energy efficient, and you said it, lower your thermostat. You'd be surprised how easy it is to adjust to different temperatures. Maintaining our equipment, very important. That's very important there. If you seem to have drafty windows, drafty doors, you as a homeowner can address those things without spending a lot of money. They're simple fixes. I've seen anything from, the door stops that go on the bottom there.
Yeah.
Keep the drafts from coming in.
Yeah.
Really the start of basically your house breathing. So as your cold air comes in, it pushes your warm air out. Okay. So that's something that you can do as a homeowner. Maintenance of your equipment, extremely important. Your filters. How often do you change your filters? That's very important to keep your equipment in peak performance.
So I'm even thinking some people might not even realize you need to change those filters.
As sad as it might be, Andrea, I've gone to audits and I've, inspect the equipment. We don't do anything to it. We inspect it, see the age, look for opportunities. I always look at the filter. Boy, oh boy, I've seen some filters. Sometimes I bet you they were never replaced. And like
Yeah.
you said, the homeowner isn't aware of that. So, hey, you know what? Not only do we go there and look for opportunities to make your home energy efficient, but we also educate you.
So how often should you be changing your filter?
Depending on the type of filter that you have, your basic filters, your 1 inch by 20 by 25, your standard filters go
Mhm.
into a slot. You can get, there's a couple different styles. I don't necessarily go for the most expensive. I kind of get the middle of the road. I change my filter more often. I mean, a guy like myself, of course, every time I walk by my furnace, I'm going to change the filter. But typically, they're usually about in increments of about 3 months. Now, every 3 months. Now, there are some filters out there that are very high tech, and they can go as much as 6 months. So, depending on the type of filter you have, you do want to identify. The more efficient machines we see out there, furnaces, they usually come with those fancy filters, as I call them.
Mhm.
And they don't need as cleaning, they don't need as replacing as often as your standard filter. Now, there's nothing wrong with the standard filters, but keep in mind, they have to be maintained.
Well, by maintained, we mean replaced.
Yeah, that's what it
Replaced.
is.
Okay.
You're maintaining your
You're not
equipment.
gonna clean a filter. You're gonna throw it
No,
away.
not at
All
all.
right.
Actually, there are some types of filters that you can clean. Um, I found them to be a little more maintenance than just putting a new filter in.
Yeah, that sounds like more work than it's worth.
It is, it is. If you're not up to that, changing your standard filters every 3 months, that's the key right there. It keeps your indoor air quality very good, and it also keeps your equipment performing at its peak.
So right off the bat, changing your filter is going to make somewhat of a difference. So what about when you go to a house, obviously by appointment, so what else are you looking for to educate the homeowner on things they can do themselves?
Well, there's a lot of things we can do depending on the type of house we go into. Now, a couple different types of houses. Some are built on slab, some have crawl spaces, some have
Right.
basements. So with each one of those designs, there comes a area that we look at. Basically, with the slabs, well, there's not much we can do with a slab because it's already on a slab, and there's nothing we can do underneath the house because we're standing on underneath the house. But, we could look at things like the attic. We can look at the heating equipment, the cooling equipment, the water heater. When you look at a crawl space home, basically that's that little space under your house. It's
Right.
not a basement. It's not a slab. It's usually just maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 feet off the ground.
They don't call it a crawl space for nothing.
They
Right.
don't call it a crawl space.
Yeah.
Equipment could be located down there.
Yep.
But one of the things we look for down there, which is very important, is proper insulation. Okay. Earlier, I mentioned about the air coming into your house. Again, that's how your house functions. That's the very beginning of it. So if you have a leaky crawl space or a leaky basement, those are where the opportunities really present themselves, that you can really help slow down your heat loss. And that's important to everybody. Your house has to exchange air. Your house has to breathe. If you hermetically seal your house, you're going to have a sick house. So we don't want that. You don't want that. Nobody wants to do that. So we look at opportunities to insulate the floor. I call it the ceiling, the floor, however you look at it, but it's where your feet are touching. So that space there, people say, Jesus, this floor is cold in this room, but it's not in this. Well, they have carpeting in that room. So that's going to help. But
Yeah.
insulation, that ceiling, insulation around the barrier of the crawl space and basement, Those are very simple things you can do. And basically, they're very effective. They're
Okay, that's a
extremely
good,
effective.
yeah. That seems like a relatively, it feels like common sense, but I know we don't always think about that. And really, what's worse than a really cold floor? Carpet disguises the problem, but I see what you're saying. It's infiltrating from underneath, and that's what you have to address.
Andrea, you couldn't said it any better.
Okay.
Infiltration. That's what takes place.
Mm-hmm.
As the air infiltrates into your house in the winter months,
Yeah.
that's cold air, and it's pushing your warm air up and out through your attic. So what's got to happen? Your furnace has got to come on, and it has to warm that air up again. So how many times an hour does your house do that? You don't know, but there's testing that we do that can determine that. And then we can come up with solutions on how to slow it down. Again, not stop it. Our motto was basically do no harm to the homeowner and do no
Right.
harm to the house.
So, Gary, if somebody wants to sign up for a home energy audit, what do they need to do?
Well, a lot of the utilities do offer programs depending on the utility in your area. Here at New Jersey Natural Gas, we have a program that's basically our energy efficiency program. It's the Save Green project. There are a lot of different things we can do to help you save money and lower your utility costs. So visiting our site there, kind of educating yourself a little bit. Do I need any of these things done? How old is my furnace? A lot of these things homeowners don't know. So we can come out basically with a scheduled appointment, and we can help identify where the opportunities are. Hey, Mr. or Mrs. Homeowner, do you realize your furnace is 22 years old? The typical life expectancy of a furnace is basically 15 to 20 years.
That's all?
That's all it is, and that's the
Okay.
manufacturer's specifications. Simple things like water heaters. They recommend every 10 years. Can you imagine that every 10 years? Nobody thinks of that. Same thing with your air conditioning system, which goes hand in hand with your furnace.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that when we do our visit, we have two different types of audits we can do. They're both QHEC and QHEC Plus. QHEC is a quick home energy compromised assessment. Okay. So it's basically QHEC, quick home energy assessment. Okay. C meaning, checkup. So basically we have a QHEC Plus. And what that is for a very small fee of $49, which is very generous. We come out to your home and we do an in-depth analysis. The QHEC basic, we just identify your equipment. We point things out to you. Hey, this is old. Or you know what? No, your stuff isn't that bad. We inform the customer. We love to educate the customer. The QHEC Plus is a more comprehensive one.
Mm-hmm.
We actually do some really in-depth testing. We do what you call a blower door test. We were talking about air infiltrating into your house. Well, when this test is done, it's a prop that we put in your front door. It's a fan. It actually draws the air out of your house.
Out
Does
of
that
your,
sound crazy?
okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
it
the
does.
opposite of what you're doing when you're heating and cooling. With forced hot air, you're blowing air into your house, and it's got to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
If it didn't, your house would blow up like an oversized, overfilled balloon. So it does have to go somewhere. The blower door test will kind of help expose where are the leaks in your house.
Oh, where it's blowing out.
Right.
Got it.
Where it's actually blowing in.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
we're
Okay.
blowing the air out of
Okay. You're right.
And we use thermal cameras, and we find out where the leaks are. The places we look for are the ones that we have the easiest solutions for. It's your attic. Okay. If you have a basement where your exterior walls connect, that's what they call the rim plate. So those are areas where you leak air, and your attic is where you lose air. So when we do those tests, we're running that blower door, and we have the homeowner walk around with us, and we show them with our thermal camera. Hey, this is basically where you're losing a lot of money, meaning heat, which is money. So we show the customer that, we put together a comprehensive report, and we say, here's what we recommend you do, okay, to make your home more energy efficient. With that being said, we also have a little discussion with the customer. We have a kitchen table discussion, say, okay, we've gathered the information, we have some data we captured, we put it into a program, and it says, here's what we recommend you do to make your home more energy efficient. And basically, we also go over some of the programs that Save Green has. Very generous programs. Basically, we offer 0% financing, okay, anywhere from 7 to 10 years, and it goes right into your gas bill. And what we would finance is upgrading your heating equipment to qualifying equipment, upgrading your water heater to qualifying equipment, high efficient. And also, even though we're not the electric company, we will finance the air conditioner also. So in doing that, there's two things you can do as a homeowner. You can use your own money. There's nothing wrong with that. Do those upgrades. We offer rebates. But with our savings of 0% financing, not only do we offer you 0%, but get this, this is really going to blow your mind. We also give you the rebate. So in past programs, we did one or the other. Got the rebate, or you got the 0% financing. Now, with our new program starting July 1st, we offer both. That is
extraordinary. That really is. Yeah.
0% for 7 years. It spreads it out over the course of 7 years or 10 years. And basically, we help you as much as we can to make your home more energy efficient, make your home more comfortable. Your comfort is important to us. So, that program right there, Save Green, basically really helps the New Jersey natural gas customers. Now, whatever area you might be in, you might want to look with your utility.
Right. Thank you for mentioning that, because we know not everyone who's watching is within the area of New Jersey natural gas, but obviously other utilities will have similar programs.
There's, PSE&G, there's Elizabethtown Gas, there's Atlantic City Electric. We all work together, believe it or not. Our programs are in partnership with all these other utilities. So as a statewide program, everybody has something a little different, but we do offer some incentives for customers. So, if you're not in the New Jersey natural gas territory, check with your provider, see what kind of programs they offer. And I'm sure they do.
So making your home more energy efficient is making the homeowner more comfortable. It's saving you money. It's also good for the planet. So it's good everywhere. We should all be more conscious about this.
Absolutely, Andrea. You can make a good point. Conserve to preserve.
Right. Absolutely. Conserve to preserve.
We want to conserve to preserve for future generations. We all know about the concerns we have with our environment and things going on there. Get away from fossil fuels. People have their own thoughts on things like that there. Solar energy, wind energy. Those things are not too far in the future. Solar has been a big thing now for the past few years. It's really catching on, and now we're starting to look at this wind energy, and believe it or not, New Jersey Natural Gas is well invested in those projects.
Cool. Very
not just a gas company. We're not just a utility. We have Clean Energy Ventures. They do solar programs. They're really getting into the wind energy. So when you think of New Jersey Natural Gas, I like to think of us as an energy company, not just a gas provider.
Well, I am going to put the links for the Save Green Project, New Jersey Natural Gas. All of that will be in my comments, so that if our listeners want to reach out to New Jersey Natural Gas specifically to arrange for a home energy audit, they'll be able to do so. And again, we're going to encourage you, if you don't use New Jersey Natural Gas, whoever your provider is, you should reach out to them, because now's the time to do it before that really cold weather sets in.
Absolutely, Andre. That's a very good point. Cold weather setting in. I just want to just touch base on something. One of the things you can do to prepare for winter, make sure your equipment works. If
Oh,
you
yeah,
turn on your
that,
furnace, if you
right.
turn on your furnace in the coldest day and it doesn't come on, you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? My heating system doesn't work.
Maybe try it out today.
Test it out now. When we get done, you can go downstairs and check your equipment out.
That's a good point.
It's very important. I always tell homeowners, we go all year, and it's just a simple thing. Hey, you know what? Before the heating season comes, test your equipment. It's not going to hurt. If it don't work, you want to know then. You don't want to know when it's 30 degrees out and there's 4 feet of snow on the ground. My system don't work.
Yeah. And you know what, Gary? It's just like when the air conditioning season comes along. You don't want to wait till it's 110 degrees to turn on your air conditioner. So this is just, the opposite season now. We got to think. So really test it out today. I would not want that surprise.
Absolutely. And you said, if it's the heating season, test it before that happens. If it's the cooling season, test it before we get those 90-degree days, and this way you can be proactive if something's not working.
Right.
If you have a service contract with your contractor, have them come out and do their yearly inspection. They can identify problems before they happen. So that might be something that if homeowners have contracts, service contracts with their contractors, their utility, whoever, get them out there. Don't wait till now, because now they're all booked up and they tell you, we'll see you sometime in December. And you're like, what? What do you mean December? We're booked, So if you have a maintenance contract, use it.
Yeah. Well, again, saving energy, be comfortable, save money, save the planet. It's kind of all tied up together. Yeah,
it all works really hand in hand. It all works hand in hand, Andre. It's some people, they're not, they're not aware of these things. So again, when we go out to customers' homes, if not for anything else, get a little education.
Exactly. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I think the bottom line here for people is that there's a lot of things you can do on your own to make your house more energy efficient. But I think the value of having someone come to your home and do an audit, it's so worth the money, because a lot of things that, your average homeowner, we don't know, but you do. And it's worth it. It's worth it. Absolutely. To find out.
Absolutely. The 2 programs we have, QHEC Plus, quick home energy checkup. We come in, there's no cost. Basically, we do a quick walkthrough, identify where the opportunities are. Again, the QHEC Plus, that's a $49 charge. Very, very affordable. Mm-hmm. And then we do a more comprehensive test. We do the blower door. We do the thermal cameras. We identify the equipment, the age of the equipment, potentially, you might want to think about replacing this, or you know what, in all fairness, you can get a few more years out of that. One of the things we don't do is we don't install equipment. Not at Save Green. You as a homeowner can decide who you want to use. Depending on what program you use, if you're using your own financing, use anybody you want. Hundreds of them out there. If you're going to be using our financing, we do have a list of contractors on our portal, and you can find the contractor in your area. Okay. We will work with you with that. We don't necessarily recommend anybody. We don't want to be biased there. So, you as a homeowner can make an educated guess. We'll help get you there. We don't do the work. We'll do the financing. And basically, depending on what step you go, you might decide, I just want to do my furnace, or I just want to do my water heater. My furnace is only a few years old, but your water heater might be 15 years old. Do that, Well,
once again, we're going to put all these links out for people so they can make their own choices. And Gary Pivarnick from New Jersey Natural Gas, thank you so much for being my guest today and really giving us a bit of education on what we need to do to even just to be a responsible homeowner so we're toasty in the winter.
Thank you, Andrea. It was pleasure being here, and I'm always out there to help you.
Very
That goes
good.
to the homeowners too. We're there for them.
Yeah. All right. Remember out there, if it's important to you, it's important to us. I'm Andrea Tarr. We'll see you next time on Scan FYI. Bye, everyone. Bye, Gary.
Take care now.